The restaurant lights glowed softly, casting reflections on the wine glasses that shimmered between them. Her fingers traced the rim absent-mindedly as she watched him smile. That same smile that once made her heart race, now somehow made it ache. Every heartbeat whispered a question she was too afraid to ask. Before we dive deeper into her story, if you believe love can heal even when it hurts, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to hear will touch your soul. She had met Ethan 3 years ago on a rainy afternoon. He had offered her his umbrella when she was stranded outside a bookshop, dripping and shivering. His eyes had been kind, disarming, the sort that made you forget the storm around you. From that moment, they became inseparable. Late-night calls, endless laughter, dreams whispered beneath starlight, everything about him felt like home. But lately, that home felt colder. He had become distant, distracted, and when she asked what was wrong, he would only smile that same empty smile. Just work, he'd say. Yet work didn't smell like perfume that wasn't hers. Tonight was supposed to be special, their anniversary. She wore the dress he once said made her look like the night sky. She wanted to believe everything was still real, that love hadn't turned into an illusion. But as she looked at him across the table, her heart told her something was breaking. He reached for his glass, avoiding her gaze. The silence stretched, thick with unspoken truths. Finally, she whispered, "Ethan, do you still love me?" He froze. A faint flicker crossed his face, guilt, hesitation, something darker. "Of course I do," he said softly, but his voice cracked like fragile glass. She smiled weakly. "Then look at me," she said. When he did, she saw it, that distance in his eyes, that secret hiding behind affection. It was the same look he gave when he tried to lie about something small, like forgetting to call her back. Only this time, the lie wasn't small. It lived inside every word, every touch, every moment they had shared lately. Her fingers trembled. "There's someone else, isn't there?" He didn't answer. Silence confirmed what his lips couldn't. The room spun slightly, her breath catching in her throat. For a moment, time stopped, only the sound of her heartbeat echoed in her chest. "I never meant to hurt you," he whispered finally. I got lost. We both changed." Tears welled in her eyes, but she refused to let them fall. "No, Ethan, you didn't get lost, you just found someone else." He looked down, shame carving shadows across his face. "It wasn't supposed to happen. She was just there. You were busy, distant." She cut him off. "Don't you dare blame me for your betrayal." The words hung heavy between them. Around them, the world continued, laughter from another table, clinking glasses, soft music, but to her, everything blurred into background noise. Her world was collapsing quietly, with no dramatic thunder or lightning. Just a whisper, a lie, a truth that broke everything. Memories flashed. Their first kiss, their midnight drives, promises whispered in the dark. Had all of it been real? Or had she been loving a version of him that never truly existed? She pushed back her chair, standing slowly. Her voice was steady, though her heart trembled. "You could have told me the truth, Ethan. I would have rather been hurt by honesty than comforted by lies." He reached out to touch her hand, but she stepped away. "Please, Maya, I didn't want to lose you." She looked at him, eyes glistening. "You already did." As she turned and walked out, the cool night air hit her face like a wave of reality. The city lights blurred through her tears. She wandered aimlessly, each step echoing memories she wished she could forget. She ended up by the same riverside where they once watched sunsets together. The water shimmered under the moonlight, carrying reflections of what once was. She sank to the bench, letting the tears fall freely now, her heart both heavy and strangely light, because the truth, as cruel as it was, had set her free. She thought about how love begins, two people believing they can rewrite destiny together. But sometimes destiny has other plans. Sometimes, love isn't about holding on, but knowing when to let go. Her phone buzzed. A message from Ethan. "I'm sorry. I hope you find someone who loves you the way you deserve." She stared at the screen, then deleted the message without replying. Closure didn't need words. It needed peace. In the days that followed, she found herself drifting between numbness and pain. Every street, every song, every scent reminded her of him. But slowly, something shifted. She began to rediscover herself, the girl who laughed before she fell in love, the one who painted dreams that didn't depend on anyone else. She started journaling again, writing not about him but about herself, her healing, her scars, her quiet strength. She learned that heartbreak wasn't the end, it was a transformation. Months passed. One morning, she went back to the same cafe where they had their first date. She ordered his favorite coffee, not out of nostalgia, but as a silent goodbye. The world outside was alive, children laughing, leaves falling, strangers smiling. Life went on, and so would she. Just as she was about to leave, a little girl at the next table dropped her ice cream and began to cry. Maya knelt down, helped her pick it up, and bought her a new one. The little girl smiled, whispering, "You're kind." And in that moment, Maya realized, love doesn't die when someone leaves. It lives in the way you choose to be gentle, even after being broken. It lives in kindness, forgiveness, and strength. That evening, as she walked home, she saw a couple laughing together under a streetlight. She smiled, not in bitterness, but in quiet acceptance. Somewhere in another corner of the city, Ethan might still be searching for what he lost. But she wasn't angry anymore. She had learned that sometimes, people love you as much as they're capable of, and that's not always enough. Weeks later, she met someone new, not perfect, but genuine. A man who didn't promise forever but proved every day that he cared. And for the first time in a long while, Maya allowed herself to hope again. She looked into his eyes one evening, and instead of seeing lies, she saw reflection, two souls scarred but willing to heal together. She realized then that love doesn't always come wrapped in promises, sometimes, it's found in small, quiet moments of truth. Her story wasn't about betrayal anymore, it was about rediscovery. About finding strength in breaking, beauty in ending, and peace in forgiving. And if you've ever loved someone who broke you, remember this: healing isn't forgetting, it's choosing to love again, wiser and softer. So if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Timeless Voices, where every story reminds us that even after heartbreak, love still finds a way to bloom. The night faded into dawn, and as sunlight kissed her face, Maya smiled, not because everything was perfect, but because she finally understood. Sometimes, you have to lose the person you love to find the person you're meant to be.